Extreme here, and you just missed my first live unboxing and assembly on Facebook. I did it for this big badass right here, so if you missed it, it actually was pretty bad. I had the volume way up, so it was like really echoey because I was trying out a new setup and it didn't work well. But I was able to put it together for the most part. I missed a few pieces, which we will look at now. So let's dive into Rulk review. Extreme Collectibles here with custom quarter scale Rulk. Red Hulk, General Ross. So this is not Bruce Banner. If you're unfamiliar with Red Hulk is actually General Ross, kind of Bruce Banner's adversary who's always trying to catch Hulk. And it's a different comic line. This particular statue is actually based off of a comic book cover. Right here, I think it was issue number 24. And they made 35 of these bad boys. They retailed, it was somewhere between 800 and 1,000. I can't remember exactly. Plus shipping, and the box was considerably small. Came in normal, custom, black foam, tri-layer. And putting it together, as I said in the intro, I actually missed a piece. I missed this guy right here. He was on the bottom layer, so I was trying to insert this right there. So pieces are pretty simple. It's the base, the legs, the upper body parts are all one piece. The head's one piece, part of the torso. And then they have all these wrought iron beams, post-tension cables, whatever you want to say, whatever you want to call them. And they stick throughout. I can't find where this one goes. I can't find a hole for it. So it really doesn't matter right now, because when this is done, I'm going to disassemble this guy and take him back to my office. With the exception of one green Hulk here in the man cave with my Avengers set up, we keep all the Hulks at the office. Here's a quick look at the very beginning stages of the setup. 6 or 7 of them right now, and I have about 6 more coming. And I will only have 2 Red Hulks, and I think I have the perfect 2 Red Hulks. I've already done a review on the garage kit from Troy McDevitt, also a custom. And then this one right here, I'm very impressed with this guy. To kind of let the cat out of the bag. So assembly was really easy, as you can imagine, other than finding out where all these go. One other thing, it does come with a COA card, a certificate of authenticity to prove it's real. I got number 8. One interesting thing is it is an ES of 35, I assume, but it doesn't say that anywhere. It doesn't say it on the COA, it doesn't say that on the bottom, which is kind of unusual. But this is a great, great piece. Congratulations to anybody that got him. To me, it's the classic version of Rulk. It's exactly how I picture Red Hulk. The haircut, the face, the posture. He's just badass. Sorry, another one of these fell out. We're going to talk about that in a second. But dimensions on this guy, he is extremely tall. If I remember correctly, I want to say it was like 31 inches. 29. Depth is a little bit more than 20. And wide, he is about the same, 20. Which, you know, when making a true custom or a true quarter scale Hulk, he needs to be big. I think like on Sideshow, some of their pieces, they just missed the mark. They're not, well, they call them premium formats, but so I do think the scale is accurate. Let's talk about the concept and design of it. So like I said, I absolutely love the concept. It's based off of a comic book character or cover, and you know, he just killed all the Avengers, you're going to assume, because he's standing on this big rock pile. Used to be maybe a building, because, you know, there's some iron beams and some other structural stuff. And the Avengers symbol is right in the front. And he's sitting on top of it in a museum pose, very victorious, very happy, very sneer. You know, a lot of times you get multiple portraits with any piece. I don't think you need multiple portraits. This is classic Rulk. It's perfect, and you don't have a seam line. So I think the concept is excellent. I like it a lot. The design, for the most part, is very good. However, there were a couple issues that sprang up, and most of them have to do with these tiny little post-tension cables that are sticking out. So issue number one is they don't fully stick in. They're not magnetized, they're just meant to set in there. So you have a few that set in there this way. Well, gravity is going to eventually make it fall out. So that's one issue. The second issue is they did paint them to color code them, which is nice, except where they painted on the holes of the statue, the paint is all over. So you can still see it once you stick the cables in. That's very, very unfortunate. It's a small detail, and it's, you know, it doesn't ruin the statue or anything by any means, but it was a miss. Just kind of lazy. They just kind of overpainted on that. So it is what it is. But otherwise, everything fits very well. One of the things you're going to see on the, actually here's a close-up right now, his toes on his left foot are slightly up, but the back of his foot is seated. So it could just be the way he's positioning himself. I don't know if that was intentional, if it's unintentional, but the foot is not flat like the other foot is. But otherwise, I think it's great. You know, most Hulks this size, they do two pieces. They do on the top and bottom. So great job there. I haven't seen any flaws yet in it as far as paint, but I haven't looked that closely yet. A few white pieces here and there. One interesting thing, it almost looked like a cobweb back here, which that didn't make sense. Maybe it was part of the packaging that fell off. But so cool concept, cool design. I think they could have just done without these, to be honest with you. They don't add that much to the statue. Another thing too, as I was unboxing it, I thought that this was just the base, which didn't make sense, but I thought it was small. The base really doesn't take up too much room for a Hulk statue, which I like. So I really appreciate that, because as you know, as collectors, space is our enemy. So one thing on a side note, I've noticed I've been saying "so" a lot on the reviews. I'm going to try and stop. So bear with me. So let's talk about paint and sculpt on this guy. And there's not a lot to it, to be honest with you. So you have the base, which is a few different colors, a few of the building components. Then you have Hulk, who's red, other than his hair, eyes, teeth, and pants. But I like the paint. I think it's really good, actually. Someone commented it's too light. It does look lighter than the prototype, I will say that, but to me it's still an awesome color. And the other one I have is more of a brighter red. You saw that earlier. So I think this contrasts, for me personally, this contrasts that well. So let's start at the base here. Paint and sculpt on it. First, it's this rockin' base. Let's look at the rock. I think the texture is okay. It seems like about half the people miss on a rock base. I do like that the bottom parts are muddy, and then some of the mud is strewn throughout, but then it's this gray greenish color. The texture is good. It's not amazing, not the best I've seen. I just did a Prime 1 piece yesterday that I reviewed that hasn't aired yet. That was amazing. But I like the different directions and divots and everything that's going on here. A few different boulders on there. A few different colors they mixed in. Looks good. And then some of the, so like this iron beam. At first I didn't like the color when I pulled it out, but it contrasts really well. A lot of the red is faded and it's all bent up. It's a good addition to the statue. The different colors in there. And then kind of this, you know, building piece. It looks like a miniature oil tower. Again, some structural whatever from a building. It looks good. This is really light too, by the way. This one, it feels like plastic, but it looks good. Then the Avengers symbol all beat up. I do like how they did that. Different colors on there, and it still looks decently new, so he just destroyed them, just smashed them. And then the little post-tension cables, like I said, these are, I think they're really cheap resin or plastic. They look okay, but they're just not needed in my opinion. And then starting at Hulk, so when I go to Hulk, we'll kind of just jump around because it's kind of all the same, and I don't mean that in a derogatory sense, but you know, it's the same colors, same type of thing going on all over. So let's look at his skin. So like I said, it's more of a, it's not a bright shiny red, and he has these darker veins. I can't tell if it's purple or black all over, which you typically see in Hulk. They're pretty much everywhere but his abs, and his musculature, his muscles are awesome. Every part of it is awesome. I love his muscles, you know, from his abs, his chest, his biceps, his calves, his legs. And the veins really just extend, you know, really make that pop. And so do the paint. I like the different layers of the black and the red. His back looks awesome. Here's a quick shot of his feet if you got a foot fetish for Hulk. One of the things I noticed on here is the bottoms are all black and dirty, which I like a lot. Initially I wasn't digging it, but it makes sense to the story of the statue. If he's stepping on this muddy, you know, rocky base, the bottoms of his feet would be completely black. Has the classic black toenails, just like you'll see in his fingernails. Then here's his hands. His hands are oversized. I'll show you another close-up of the entire statue in a second. Big black fingernails. And I don't know if that's true to Rulk or not, if his hands are oversized. If it is, then props, they hit it on the head. If not, then the hands are too big, but he makes this character look badass too. His pants are done very, very well. Great sculpt, not only in the tears, but just the flow of them and the texture and the seams. And what's interesting is he has these belt loops up top but no belt, which makes sense because if he was wearing a belt he would have busted out of it. Pants look great. And then here's his portrait. Like I said, it really captures Rulk. General Ross, evil, sinister, almost a laugh. I love the sculpt of it, showing that evil smile and, you know, his where his eyebrows would be, just his eyes wrinkled, his nose. Great job on the Rulk, classic Red Hulk hair too, kind of slicked back. That's the typical what you see, all black, but it's a different black than his pants color. His teeth are a little too shiny for me, but nothing to nitpick about. Great portrait though, and it's awesome there's no seam line. So those are my thoughts on this guy. Kind of a rushed review because I did the unboxing, but yeah, killer. I can't wait to put it in my office and add more and more Hulks to it. But I think I have two of the best Red Hulks on the market. One was a custom, you know, that came in a kit. That was a paint job that I've also reviewed. I think I said that earlier. And then this one, definitely one of the best. I'm very happy to own this guy. There's only 35 of them, so big congrats to everybody who has it. So really appreciate you watching. Let me know what you think the best Hulk statue is. I might get flayed alive. I don't think the OG is that awesome. I don't think it's $10,000 awesome. It is really cool. I know today Matt posted a paint job of a proto he's doing. I have that coming in. Oh, I actually do have that coming in red too. So I'll have 3 Red Hulks. But so awesome. Let me know what your favorite Hulk statue is. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Got a bunch more reviews dropping the next few weeks. I always do. Really appreciate you guys watching. Take care.